See you guys on the next.
I have no idea why that one came out, to be honest with you.
See you guys.
See you guys on the next segment. There you go. We're gonna clean that one up. I have no idea why that one came out. I'm not even gonna. I have no idea, bro. Nonetheless,
you had a stroke halfway through. It's like,
it wasn't halfway, bro. That was 3/4.
See you guys on the next one.
See you guys on the next one. Alzheimer's is a motherfucker. But with this said,
you can't say that. We on lockdown.
I'll bleep it on the podcast portion. It'll be all right. Nick, don't watch the YouTube. It's okay.
Are you okay? You're having a tough day right now. You okay?
I'm fine. Magic. So the Magic are potentially they're looking for a scorer, which Coby White is one of the players on their list, as long as with Darius Garland, Anthony Simons, and I think CJ McCollum as well. All the players that were rumored that they have an interest in adding to this team, and what they're looking to offer is Jonathan Isaac, Cole Anthony, and their 16th overall pick. I've read some things back and forth on if 25 or 26 is available too, but it seems like that could be on the table. Pat, is that enough to get Coby?
Is there a better offer? That's really the conversation you got to have, or is it better to keep him at that point, right? Like that's really what it comes down to. I don't know if there's going to be a better offer on the table for Coby White. I don't know if anybody else is offering first round picks that high for Coby White. I mean, the Orlando pick is 16th.
16th. Yep.
16,
right
like
outside the lottery, basically.
That's a really high pick, and in this draft could be a really good player if AK doesn't F it up and not take Walker Kessler. Sorry, flashback. Like that, like that's a really high pick for you to be able to get for a nice role player. You're getting a couple of assets back where you can either flip them or you can just kind of let the contracts expire out. I think Cole Anthony has a team option in there in the next year of his contract where you can kind of just be done with that and utilize that to create some cap space for the big plan of the summer of 26. I just, to me,
why'd you say that like Ric Flair cutting a promo? What was the
big plan of the summer of
26? The big plan of the summer of 26. Woo! Yeah,
just
Willin and Dylan.
I always end up shaking my head like that when it's like you got this big idea and it's like this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard, but you try to make it sound massive. It's like, oh, the summer of 26, we're gonna be great.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. You've seen the summer of 26, but anyway, I just think that like to me, like if there is no better offer and you don't see a future with Coby White, take the best offer available. So if that is the best offer available, it's enough for me to get it done because you're adding pieces to your team that could be future pieces. If you want to hold on to Coby White and this is your core, build with that. Just know that this core may not get much further than where you've been right now. And I mean, it's not going to get him fired, so it don't really matter. He can do whatever he wants. I was going to say that may be a job, but like, it's not going to get him fired.
I look at it this way. Like, first of all, like if they're looking to trade Coby, it comes down to the money. I think that's the thing. Like at this point, I don't think it's like necessarily a problem with Coby White as a player or anything. But I do think that it's that they don't want to commit to what it would take to get a backcourt of Josh Giddey and Coby White. They don't want to commit to the money that it'll take to sign both of those guys. And they may not want to commit to this particular type of players you have to have around those guys if that's your backcourt, which, okay, that's the case, cool. The question then becomes, like you said, is that the best that you can get for Coby? And are you better off holding on to him and letting him play and excel and then maybe up in the value, but then you run the risk of like him getting hurt or something? There's a lot of different variables in it. I get where Bulls fans come from, no matter what side they are on the argument as far as keeping Coby or trading Coby. It is what it is at this point. They're going to make their decision. And I look at this and say, this would clearly be, to me, a move that is built around whatever you're trying to do in 2026. Cole Anthony has basically 1-year contract. The second year is a team option. They can get out of that after next season. That puts I think $14 million back on the book, something like that.
All of these, not to cut you off, all of these guys are pretty much on. Kevin Huerter, 1 more year.
That puts you a lot of guys. Yeah. So that puts you with a lot of, even more to the expiring contracts that we talked about if the Bulls want to make further moves. Jonathan Isaac, while a really good defender, we know that he doesn't really stay healthy. He played over 70 games for the first time last season season, but he only played like 16, 17 minutes per game. So there's that. He's turned himself into a really good on-ball defender, which got to give him credit for. But to me, if you're bringing in Jonathan Isaac, I can see him playing next to Modest Buzelis. Make no mistake about it. But does that then mean, is he prioritized over P. Will? Is that what you're doing there? I don't know. Right?
I would give him all of P. Will's minutes. He's a better player than P. Will in those minutes.
Yeah, but can he stay healthy in those minutes?
Wait, he did it last year. I mean, what? P. Will was what? 18 minutes a game, 19 minutes a game last year?
P. Will still averaging over 20 minutes per game last year.
Jesus. Well, bring that way down. Play Jonathan Isaac whatever minutes he needs to stay healthy and throw him in there. But no, like I think you also have to take it
25 minutes per game last year.
Jesus Christ. What, in the second half of the season, he was playing 25 minutes a game?
Let's take a look. I don't think it really changed. So, post All-Star break, 22.
Okay. I can see Jonathan Isaac being – what did he play last year? No, Jonathan Isaac was like 15 minutes a game. So, Jonathan Isaac, they were basically like, we got to trade you before we lose everything.
No, they were like, he has a number of minutes that he has before his knee blows up.
Yeah, for real.
Let's make sure that
he literally was 15.4 minutes a game last year.
That's crazy.
But I think here's my thing with the situation around Coby too. I see Shay's comment. He says you make it sound like Coby is Lonzo or something. Memphis was offering us a first round pick for Lonzo, so I think we can get more for Coby. Listen, you can get what is offered.
Yeah,
that's it. We always sit here and we say, well, they offered this for him, so you can offer it. Just because they was stupid don't mean that everybody else.
Well, I think you also got to keep in mind, like, the Lonzo pick, it wasn't, oh, we're offering you the 18th pick. It was, we're giving you a protected first round pick, and it just ended up falling at 18.
Yeah.
Now that you're trading Coby, not only do teams know exactly where that pick is, but they also know what players are going to be around that pick. So there's a little bit more value around it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing that you have. It's not a 1-for-1 comparison on, well, we could have got the 18th pick for Lonzo. We need more for Coby White. It comes down to exactly the place you are when those deals are made. No, Magic aren't looking at the pick as a protected first round pick. They're looking at it and saying, this could be Thomas Sorber, this could be Ace Newell, this could be Danny Wolf. Like that's how they're viewing it. So I think that it just carries a little bit more weight in that case.
Yeah, and I think the bottom line of all of this is, if you're even having this conversation, I don't know if they actually trade Coby. I think that there's more conversations about it now. But if you're even having this conversation right now, does this not speak to the fact that this front office and this coaching staff, because Billy Donovan, as entrenched as he is in this organization, he's signing off on everything here. If you're not trading Coby if you don't believe that Modest Buzelis is that guy.
I don't know. I don't know if that really has anything to do with it. It can. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but I'm not going to say for sure that has anything to do with it. It could just simply be, hey, if we sign Coby White, that's $70 million in the backcourt, and we may not be sure in that backcourt. And it could just, that allocation, they could just say that we don't want to tie up that much money with whatever we can do other places. I don't know if that necessarily speaks to how they view Modest. It very well could. I'm just not going to take it as 100% that speaks to how they feel about Modest Buzelis.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But hey, we'll see what the Bulls end up doing here in the long run. I think the Coby White thing could be very interesting for this team, because I mean that would be a drastic change. Would there'd be nobody left, right? Well, Io.
No. Io was drafted by this front office. Kobe's the last member of this team drafted by Garpax.
Yeah, there'd be no more Garpax players left. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we're still under that curse. Although if we had gotten one more Garpax player,
who would have had Tyrese Halliburton?
There was just one more there. You son of. Hey man, we gonna keep this thing moving along. I ain't gonna say it because we got enough cuss words.
You only got one. I gotta edit out one.
Oh, Hayes forgot where we was at for a moment. Hey man, we gonna tell you guys all about WayFair before we talk about teams calling about Lonzo Ball. Do it right after this.